Yesterday I learned a lot of things. I learned that when you fly with a company that isn't Ryanair or EasyJet, and I would have given half the chance, don't get me wrong, you get lots of perks that make you slightly less sore about spending an obscene amount of money. For example, you get lunch, and coffee, and whiskey, and ice cream, and other puddings. We got one of those little goo ones. It's lovely. And you get a TV screen to look at. And it had this fancy thing where I could see where I was going, and so I knew what the chunks of ice in the sea corresponded to. It was Greenland, yay! I also learned that 8.5 hours is a long time to spend on a plane when you're A, too tired to read, and B, too excited to sleep. And as a consequence of this, I also learned that Django Unchained and Silver Linings Playbook are both excellent films. I learned that people on your flight may look at you weirdly if, in your sleep-deprived and thus emotionally fragile state, you tear up a little while watching the aforementioned pieces of cinema. I also learned that Canada, or at least the bit I could see through the window yesterday, looks a bit like Swiss cheese, from a distance and from an elevation. It's the one with holes in, I hope. And lastly, I learned that getting through US customs as a non-US citizen takes forever.